Okay, so now we're back, and I had already done the shadow fittings on the regular AN line. It took me about 10 minutes. They're really easy. People that are really scared of doing AN line, you shouldn't be. It is truly really easy. Sometimes you need a little patience, but buying quality stuff is what really helps. And like these shadow fittings, and if you've never done AN line before, basically here's the rubber AN hose. I usually put a little piece of tape to hold the frayed ends together, just a little bit, maybe a quarter to a half inch, and then this, you just push it inside until you can see inside there's that lip, and you want to mate the two surfaces together and push it in as hard as you can. If you need to, get a wrench and drive it down. And then once you do that, I put this part into a vise. Then I get my 3-in-1 oil and I run it all the way down through all the threads and even down to the tapered end. You do the threads because it keeps them from stripping with anything to that nature. It helps go on a lot smoother because it does create heat, because there is a lot of friction when you're tightening it down. And then basically you kind of wiggle it into the hose. You'll feel it when it's all together, and then you just crank it down. Like I said, this part's in the vise, so then I just take my wrench and just, I first thread it by hand to make sure it's in the hose and it's threading properly, it's not cross threading, and then I just go all the way down and I make sure that this part of the hose doesn't back out, because I have had it sometimes back out. Usually if it's not centered in, the lip is catching it and pushing the hose. So if that helps with anybody, I hope it does. And yeah, like I said, it took me 10 minutes to do these two and measuring it out. So I'll show it on the car as soon as I get it on there. Okay, so let me show you how easy it is to do AN line. Pretty much I put the tape right here. I actually don't use this much. I use about a half an inch or so, but it just keeps the frayed ends together. Then you take your coupler piece and you basically bottom it down. And what you might have to do is go ahead and sometimes, just thread it down. Sorry, I don't have a camera guy, it's just me. And you can see down there, I'm not quite there. Almost. Sometimes it's easier than others, depends how much of those little frayed ends are. There we go. Okay, we're pretty much there. Then what I do is I take the threads all the way to the tapered end. I take 3-in-1 oil and just run it all the way down. Then I get it into, yep, we're in. And then there we go. Oh, popped out. There we go, and you can see it's just pretty much threading all the way, and you'll get to a point where you'll eventually go to your wrench and have to tighten it down. I usually stick it in a vise, because it's just me. I stick it in a vise, hold it, and then just spin it until it's tight. Works real easy, and like I said, you know, get the idea when it's finished. There, I decided to actually show you. So you get it into the vise. And for me, it's just, granted, like I said, I'm trying to do this and hold the camera at the same time. And there we go. All done. That's how you do it. Like I said, I don't usually use this much tape. I was trying to do it all with one hand and record and everything. But I would use about a half an inch, so it sits quarter inch to a half an inch, so it sit recessed up in here. You'll never see it. And make sure you use the 3-in-1 oil, or at least something, a WD-40, I don't know, anything that's a lubricant, because just tightening it, even though it's threaded, it creates a little bit of heat here from friction, because you are forcing it down, and it's trying to take the frayed ends and push them out with that tube going in, so it pretty much sits intact. Real easy. Any questions, please let me know. I will do what I can.